So it can be as long as you need it to be. I've got a clock on, so my classes are normally an hour. If it's got to be shorter or longer, I mean, if it's got to be shorter, then that's fine.
No, an hour is good. An hour is good.
I don't know. Okay. Okay.
So I'm just going to mute myself. Okay.
Okay.
And so that way people at home won't hear me and everything. So
Sure. Is there any way that you can flip me onto the big screen? Right now I'm the small guy on the screen.
Yeah. Somebody asked
just
me
so
that.
I'll be able to see myself better.
Right. That's not it, right?
Or is it something I do on my end?
I think you can pin your. I think there's a way to like pin the video.
Let's see. Oh, there we go. I just hit it and it just switched over. That's cool.
Okay, great.
All right. So is my audio coming in okay?
Yeah. It's done. Totally
Okay.
coming in okay. All right. All right. I'm gonna just mute myself then, and you can get started when you want.
Okay. Awesome.
All right. Awesome. Thanks for doing this.
You're very welcome. Thanks for working it out and working. You know, these things I guess take time, so it's all right.
Yes.
All right. So
Right.
All right. So good day, everyone. My name is Vince Jornales. I am the Tai Chi instructor at the Easton Council on Aging, and also the martial arts instructor at Bishop's Training and Fitness in West Bridgewater, Mass. So today, I want to take us through a Tai Chi lesson, and it's going to be about an hour long. We're going to spend a little bit of time first, just kind of stretching out and loosening up our body and our bones, tuning into things. So follow along, do the best you can, and then I'm going to take you through a little bit of the strategy form. So we'll get started. So we'll start with our feet together. And again, this warm-up routine is just meant to tune you into your body, your bones, and your joints, and just to give yourself an evaluation of how things feel. So start to pay attention to how things feel, your shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles. And make note of how, if you have any issues or if the parts of your bodies are talking to you. So we're going to begin with commencing the very first posture of the form. So you're just going to step out with your left foot out to the side, let your body settle in. Raise the arms up about shoulder high, and then bring them down like you're putting them on top of a table, letting them settle down. Good. And then close, bring the feet back in. So that's the first and last posture of the form. Let's do that to the right. So the stepping out to the right, settling the weight in, raising the arms up about shoulder high, and bring them down, again, like you're putting them on top of a table. And then we'll close, bringing that right foot in and the hands back by your side. Very good. So again, we'll step out to the left, going from an attention stance into a straddle stance, raising the arms up. Inhale through the nose if you can, and exhale. You can bend the knees, but just make sure that back stays straight as you do it. And then close, bringing it back in. And then we'll do that again to the right, stepping out with the right foot, going from, again, attention to straddle stance, raising the arms up shoulder high, and bringing them down as you exhale through the mouth, letting the knees bend, nice and easy. And close, just bringing everything back. Let's do that one more time. So stepping out to the left, settling the weight into the floor. Inhale, raising the arms, and exhale, bringing them down. Again, nice and easy. And then we'll close, bringing that left foot back in. And we'll do that one more time to the right, stepping out, nice and easy. Breathing in and down, breathing out, and relax. Very good. Keeping the feet apart now, bring the arms out to the sides, and we're just going to give a light twist to the right and to the left, letting the bones move. 1. And again, you can let your hips, knees, and ankles move as well. 2. 3. So again, just a light twist. 4. Let the body move. And 5. And then coming back. We're going to do the same thing with the arms. We're going to start at the top, at the shoulders, circle them, see how they feel. Check their range of motion, let them move a little bit, get the blood going. And we'll do the same thing with the elbows. Again, let them open and close, let them circle, see how they feel. Then the wrists, and finally the fingers. So just working way down the arms, getting them going. All right, so now we're going to twist again, but we're going to lock in the lower half. So I want you to contract your quadriceps and hamstrings. Don't let your knees move. Lock in the feet, lock in the hips. And so now I want you to kind of twist to the sides, but try to isolate the upper and lower half as you go to the right and to the left. So you won't be able to go as far. That's okay. You want to find your range of motion and isolate the upper and lower half. 3, 4, and 5. Good, good. So now we're going to circle and focus on the lower back. So we're going to be bringing our arm is tight. Please take it slow. And we're just going to circle down and across, right to left. 1 into your floor. 2, and again, just nice and easy, down and up. 3, and if your back is super tight or iffy, it's okay just to go with the shoulders and the arms. 4, so just again, let your body move nice and light. And 5, so one more time and come back up. And so now we'll go in the opposite direction, counterclockwise, left to right. 1, so same thing, just nice and easy. 2, again, just checking on the body. Again, you can just move the arms if the back is tight. 3, weight on the feet. 4, and then 1 more, so 5. Coming down, across, and back up. Very good. All right, so then from here, we'll bring the hands to the waist. So just small circles at the hips, again, focusing on loosening up the core. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. I'm gonna do the same thing with the knees and the ankles. And again, checking on them. Slight bend, feet close together, circling the knees and ankles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we'll go the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And slowly come back up. Good, good. Shake out the arms and walk, or if you have room, jump or bounce the feet. So that little warm-up routine, again, is not meant to exhaust you, and it's something that you can do multiple times a day. When you get up, I recommend doing it, or if you're going winding down. It's just a good way to tune into your body, your bones, and your joints, and just be aware of how your body feels. So now let's check on our center and balance. So what we're going to be doing is, with our feet close together, we're going to be coming up on the balls of the feet, engaging the core and trying to hold steady for 5 seconds. Now, if you feel a little nervous or if you feel a little off balance, just come back down. So no falling. Okay, we're going to connect the fingers together, bring the arms up over our heads, and then just come up on the balls of the feet, reaching up and holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then just come back down. Very good. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to add a twist to the left. So again, if you feel a little off balance or if you feel like you're going to fall, it's okay. Just come back down. So if you can, connect the fingers. Hold 2. Come up on the balls of the feet. Here, hold 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then bring it back and come back down. Awesome. We're going to do the same thing to the right. Again, make sure that you're safe. Arms over the head. Come up and twist to the right. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And excellent, excellent. Get a good sense of your center. While you're on your toes, you may have noticed that you had to kind of engage those muscles for the stomach. The easier it is to hold that balance. So that's something to keep in mind. Now let's check leg strength and balance. So we're going to take 3 seconds to take the weight off of the right foot. This is your chance to see, can you take the weight off of it completely and bring the foot in the air? Or is your balance a little iffy today and you have to keep that foot on the floor? It's good to know. So we'll do that with the right foot first, hands wherever you need them. If you have to hold on to something, that's fine too. So we're going to slowly bring up the right foot. 3, 2, and 1. Now hold empty or in the air for 3, 2, 1, and then slowly bring it back down. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. So we'll do the same thing with the left leg now. 3, 2, 1. Holding for 3, 2, 1, and then slowly bringing it down. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. So now, if you did that, you've got a good sense of each side strength. Maybe one side's up and one side you got to keep it on the floor. That's okay. The next thing we're going to do though is extend the leg during the hold. So again, it's going to be 3 seconds to come up. If you have to keep that foot on the floor or on the ground, just when you extend, keep the heel on the ground too. That's okay. So now we'll go back to the right leg, slowly coming up for 3, 2, 1. Now, if you can, extend it out in front, bring it back in, and then slowly bring it back down. 3, 2, and 1. Good, good. And now we'll try the left leg. And again, easy. 3, 2, 1. And again, if you can, extend it out to the front, bring it back in, and then slowly bring it back down. 3, 2, and 1. All right, very good. All right, so now you've tuned into the body, the bones, and the joints. You've got a good sense of your center and balance, and we've loosened up the body. So what we're going to do next is what we call sway the tree. So just bring your feet apart back to that straddle stance, and just let your body swing side to side. And again, you can start easy and loose, but what you're doing is you're just making an assessment of the body, the bones, and your joints, your neck, your shoulders, your elbows and wrists, your spine, hips, knees, and ankles. And so if anything, and if any of those body parts are talking to you right now, I want you to make note of it so that you can work around it as we go through the class. So if your knee is buggy, you may not want to go super low. If your shoulder is buggy, you may want to keep it on the low side rather than trying to bring it up. So we work with what you can, okay? Tai Chi is an ancient Chinese martial art, but when I teach it, it's for the purposes of health and building up balance and strength, and as a, just kind of a fun thing to do as a sense of enjoyment. So what I'd like to start off doing is going through some of the postures that you're going to see today. So you've already seen the attention stance, which is your feet are together. You've seen the straddle stance where your feet are apart and the weight is even, okay? So there are other stances involved that we're going to see today. And the first of which is called the forward stance. So I want to go over that first and just go over how to set up. Because again, I'm assuming with this video that you're just starting off, you're kind of stuck at home and you might not know what to do, okay? And so this is a good starter video for someone who's never done Tai Chi before, or for someone who's super rusty. If you're one of my students and you might have forgotten some stuff, this is a good one to get back to. So the forward stance is a stance where your feet are one is in front of the other rather than parallel like your straddle stance or your attention stance. So if you take, let's say, your right leg and just step back with it, okay, you want to make sure to keep yourself steady, that your feet are apart. I like to be at least hip or shoulder width apart. It's up to you, okay, however you feel balanced. So a couple of rules coming down. So you want your feet to be at least hip or shoulder width apart so that you've got a good solid base. You want to make sure that your toes and your knees are pointing in the same direction. So if your back leg foot is turned outward a little bit to take the pressure off the ankle, just make sure that knee is going that way too. You don't want to have your knee going in one direction and your toe going in the other. You want to make sure that everything is lined up. So this would be our right leg back forward stance, weight even, and then your back. So if I have my right leg back, and your back is upright and straight. So you should feel like you're sitting in a chair or riding a bicycle rather than leaning in, okay, or lunging forward. So again, if you tighten up that core and you think back to when we were balancing earlier, that's how you want to engage the body and the bones. Forward stance, weight is even on the feet, okay? And so you've got the right leg back version and the left leg back version. And again, if you can, just drop your left foot back, okay? And again, see how that feels. I know that the body is symmetrical and even, but you're going to find that one side might be stronger than the other, or one stance might, be a little bit lower or better than the other. It's good for you to know that. So dropping that left foot back, just feel out how this feels. And again, same idea with your left foot back. You want to make sure that your back is upright and straight, your toes and knees are lined up, and your weight is even. Again, you should feel like you're sitting upright in a chair rather than lunging or leaning into that stance. All right, so that's the forward stance. The other stance that I want to go through is called an empty stance. Empty stance refers to the front foot. So much like the forward stance, you've got one foot in front of the other. However, with the empty stance, and again, let me just do the right foot in front. Let's say my right foot's in front. I'm going to have my weight shifted back onto my left leg, and I'm taking as much weight off of the front leg as possible. If you've done martial arts before, this is also called a cat stance. But the empty stance refers to this front foot being empty of weight. Now, it is touching the floor and the ground, so there is some weight in it. It's not 100% off the ground. In that case, you'd be in the balance stance. But with the empty stance, you've got most of your weight. Now, again, if you have iffiness and strength as far as your feet goes, you don't have to do like 90-10. You can go as much as actually 50-50, which actually isn't so much of an empty stance. But if your leg is buggy or if you can't support a lot of weight in that left side, you can go 50-50. But if you can go 60-40 or so forth and so on until you get to like 90-10, that's great. So after that, I want you to try the empty stance with the left foot in front. So just switch your feet. Again, you've got your feet about hip or shoulder width apart, settled into the base. Shift your weight back onto that right foot. See how much weight you can hold on it and empty as much weight off the left foot. Very, very similar to what we were doing earlier when we were balancing. So if you could keep that foot on the ground, great. Okay, you want to make sure, again, you've got 90-10 or 60-40 or anything like that. Or even, like I said, if you can't hold a lot of weight on your right side now, just go 50-50. Okay, so that's your empty stance. The next thing I want to go over are transitions. So now, if you think of like Tai Chi or think of the movements as like music, so we've got these set notes, these stances, these postures: attention stance, straddle stance, forward stance, empty stance. All of those are notes, and the arrangement of the notes creates the song. And the same way, the arrangement of these stances and the movements create the form, the Tai Chi form. So let's go over some transitions from note to note, per se. You've already got the first transition, which is commencing. You're going from an attention stance, stepping out into a straddle stance. Now, usually it's the left foot that comes out and back, but we can always do the opposite side. And I like to, where you reverse it and just go out to the right and come back. After that, you're transitioning from a straddle stance into that forward stance we talked about. Now, there's a couple of ways to do it, and I want to go over it with you, okay? You're going to be turning 90 degrees in the direction of the side you commence to. So let's say we commence to the left, okay? So if I commence to the left, my left foot steps out and settles in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that left foot back in and then step and turn to the left, leading with that left foot and stepping out. And again, I'm in that forward stance where my feet are shoulder width apart, okay? And I'm settled in, my weight is even, okay? We can come back, just bring it back in, and then we do the same thing to the right, or to your right. So you step out to the right from that attention to straddle stance, weight's nice and even. Then we're gonna bring that foot in. So we're gonna bring it back in and then step out, letting ourselves turn into that forward stance. And again, you can just bring it back. I'm going to move in different directions so that you can see me. So I'm going to turn and do this in the other direction. So again, you can get a sense of how the body is moving. So if I go this way, again, I'm going to go to the left first. So from here, if I step out to the left, again, I'm going into a straddle stance, weight is even. And so now when I transition to the forward stance, I'm going to bring that foot in. It's like an ocean wave, and then step out. Now, if you can make this as easy or as difficult as you want to. So you can just go easy and just step out to the side and just let yourself settle in. Or if you want to give yourself a challenge, when you come in, you can lift and keep that foot in the air, then lift out and step out to the side, coming down into that forward stance. Okay, and again, you can come back, bringing it in, and then we can do the same thing to the right. And these exercises, if you're following along with me, it's a good way to get a sense of your leg strength and your balance as well. So now, stepping out to the right, settling in, there's your straddle stance. So now we're going to turn. We're going to bring that right leg in, and then again step out. And again, if you're iffy on balance or leg strength, it's okay to just kind of shuffle or keep that foot close to the ground, okay, as you come in. If you want to give yourself a challenge, or if you're feeling strong, you can step out, settle in, and then you can bring that leg in and step out, opening up that hip and settle into that forward stance. Again, weight even, back straight, settled into that forward stance. Coming back and bringing it back in. So that's the first transition you're going to see in the Tai Chi Chuan form with the legs, okay? The next step is moving forward. So I'm going to show you how to step forward in an easy way, and then we can ramp up the difficulty. So again, I'm going to turn away so that you can follow me going this way. So let's say we went to the left, okay? So we're going to end up with our right foot back in our forward stance. Now, the most basic way to go about doing this is that you're coming in with the foot and then back out. Just like when we were in our straddle stance, we brought that leg in and came back out. It's like an ocean wave. We're going to do the same thing, but this is now going to allow us to move forward. You're going to bring the right foot in towards the left and then step out with the right foot, settling in. And then we do the same thing with the left leg. Bring the left foot in and the left foot out. Now, if that was easy, or if that's okay, and again, you can regulate too, as how far out you step, you can keep it in the air, just like when we did it before. So now if I have my right foot back and I want to move forward, I can bring that right foot in, but keep it in the air for as long as possible. If you have to tap the floor though, that's okay too. And then step out and forward. Now just make sure when I'm stepping out, I'm making sure that this left foot stays on the ground. A lot of times when you step, this is going to happen. Okay, that foot's coming up. What I want you to learn is how far out do you step and still keep that back foot flat on the floor, weighted down. Okay, that's a really important thing to know. Then we can do that with the other side. Again, if you want to, you can just lift that left foot off the floor, balancing it, tapping if you need to, and then step out with the left foot, again, making sure the right heel now stays on the floor. And again, in the beginning, you may want to just keep that step small so that you can control it. As you get better at making sure that right foot stays flat, you can also even it out. But you don't want to go so far out again where that heel comes up off the floor and you lose that connection to the ground, okay? And that's the forward stepping pattern, okay? So, and again, I'll do it facing you as well so that you can get a good sense of what it looks like from the front. So if I have my, do my left foot in front, okay? So leading with the left foot's in front. Again, you're gonna bring your right foot in and you can come in flat or in the air and then step forward with that right foot. And then you can do that with the left as well, bringing the left foot in. And again, you can balance it or tap along the way and then just step forward that left foot. Again, forward stance. All right, very good. So now the next transition that you're gonna see, or the next is from that forward stance to the empty stance. I'm gonna go sideways on this one so you can see a little bit more. I'm gonna have my right leg back, forward stance. And again, it doesn't have to be super deep or super low, but it can be if you want to, or if you're feeling strong, okay? Now, this next transition is basically a slow shuffle into the empty stance. So I'm gonna transition first into an attention stance. The right foot comes in just close enough to the left to call it an attention stance. And then from here, it's like that balancing exercise we did earlier. We're gonna take the weight off of that left foot. Again, remember when we were lifting it off? Pick it up off the floor if you can. If you can't, that's okay, just leave it there. And then step out, trying to keep it empty. The further out you go, the harder it is. So if you wanna work that back leg, then just step out further with that left foot. If you're feeling a little less strong on that right side, keep it close. That'll allow you to, again, keep the weight as much on the right foot as you can without overly straining yourself, okay? And that's the transition. We can do that in the other direction too. So if I have my left foot back, my right foot in front, now it's your left leg bearing the weight. And again, with these exercises, and if you're following along, you can always just practice this too. You can stop, rewind, and then just practice these transitions because they come into the form, which we're gonna get into in a bit, and put everything together. But again, you can rewind this and just work on these transitions first, which I recommend, and then add on to it. So with the left foot back, same thing. Left foot comes in first, attention stance. Then the right foot empties, just like we were bouncing earlier on the other side. Then you can lift off if you can, or just step out with that right foot. And again, the further out you go, the harder it is, or the more strain you're putting on that left leg, which is something you may want if you're trying to work out that left leg. The closer it is, the easier it is if you want to go easy on that left leg. And again, you can always regulate how much weight you put on it too. You can go as much as 50-50 if you really can't hold a lot of weight on that left side, or you can go 90-10, where you're almost balancing with that and you almost have all of your weight on that left foot. And stand and relax. So those are the transitions that you're going to see in the first portion of the form, the part that I want to go through. So let's take a look at what the lower body's doing. So follow along if you can. Again, we're just looking at the lower half right now, just for a bit. So, and again, you can always stop and rewind these as well. So if I start from an attention stance here, okay, and I go to my left, I'm going to be moving in that direction. So I'm going to start with commencing, just stepping out with the left foot and settling the weight in. And so now we're gonna put in that transition into the forward stance. So that left leg's gonna come in, and again, you can balance, so keep it in the air. And then you can just step out and turn to the left into that forward stance. Now we're just gonna move forward. You're just gonna bring that right foot in, and again, balancing if you want to, and the right foot out, making sure that left foot stays flat. And then we do that one more time, bringing in the left and stepping out with the left. So now we've got that left foot in front. Now we transition from this forward stance into that empty stance that we just did a second ago. Right foot comes in, weight's even, left foot empties of weight, comes up and lightly out. And again, just seeing what you can hold. And then to close, you would even out the weight first. So even it out, put that weight back down onto that left foot, turn, and hopefully you're facing the direction that you started in, and bring that left leg in, okay? And this will take us to the other side, okay? So then from here, we just flip the sides and work the other side of the body. Right leg steps out into that straddle stance, weight even. And so now we're gonna bring the right leg in and turn and step to the right into that forward stance. Again, making sure, checking down that checklist, toes and knees, back straight, feet flat, weight even. Then we move forward. We're gonna bring the left leg in, balancing if you want to, and step out with the left foot, settling in. And then we're gonna do that one more time. So it's 2 steps forward. Then the right leg comes in again, and the right leg steps out. Nice and easy. Again, run down that checklist, make sure that left leg's nice and flat, make sure your toes and knees are in line, and then check on the back, make sure it's straight. When we go into the empty stance on this side now, we bring the left foot in, attention, empty the weight off of the right foot, seeing how much weight you can hold on that left leg, and then step out with the right foot. And again, you can crawl it out if you want to, seeing how much weight you can hold, or you can pick it up and come lightly down. Again, whatever feels most comfortable to you, or if you want to challenge yourself, whatever's the most challenging. And then to close, first, even out the weight. So just, again, secure and place the weight back down evenly onto that right foot, turn and pivot back, hopefully where we started, and bring that right leg back in and relax. All right, that's what the lower half is doing as you go through the form. This is just the beginning of the form. If time permits, I think I'll do a quick demo of the 24 posture set at the end, so you guys will have something to watch. But if you go on YouTube and you search for the 24 posture yang style set, you're gonna find a ton of Tai Chi stylists that are gonna do this, or books as well. So luckily, this 24 posture set is one of the most popular ones. All right, so now that we've gone through the lower body, I wanna go over what the upper half is doing. So commencing and closing, we already know what we're doing. We're just bringing the arms up symmetrically and down, nice and easy. Or in closing, you're bringing it back in. When you do parring the wild horse's mane, and again, you can go through this nice and slow, you've got one hand coming on top of a ball. And so let's just say it's your, let's say it's your right hand. So just take your right hand and just place it on top of the ball. Then take your left hand and bring it under the ball. So now what's gonna happen next is you're gonna pull the right hand down towards the hip and extend the left hand out. And it's kind of like you're giving yourself a hug, okay? The arm is about shoulder high. The hand is not in front of the face, but just out in front. And you should feel like you're kind of holding onto a barrel. And that's the posture, the ending posture that you would have for parring the wild horse's mane. When you repeat it, like we're doing that stepping forward, the left hand would turn over, the right hand would come under, and then you'd switch the hands, extending out the right hand, pulling back the left. Good, good, good. And then we do that one more time with the right hand on top, the left hand under, and then we're just gonna extend out that left hand, drawing back the right. For white crane spreads its wings, the arms move a little bit differently. Your right hand is gonna circle up, like you're saying hello, and stopping at the top. Then your left hand is going to swing down, like you're dropping down. And they call this like a brush the knee, or white crane spreads its wings. Okay, and you have this like kind of an S-curve shape with the arms. All right, and relax. When you do the other side, it's basically just flipped. So you can take your left hand, put it on top of the ball, your left hand coming under, your left hand on top of the ball, your right hand coming under, then extend your right hand out, drawing back your left. And then again, we're gonna switch it. We're gonna bring the right hand on top, left hand under, then you're gonna pull the right hand back and down and extend the left hand out. And then we do that one more time, a total of 3 of these. I'm gonna turn that left hand over, right hand under, and extend that left hand out, drawing back the right. So now on this side, the left hand, for white crane spreads its wings, the left hand circles up and stops at the top. And then your right hand drops down and low. And again, you're making a nice little curve. The arms are slightly bent, with the arms, one over the head, one down. And then again, you would just relax them to close. Putting them together is going to be a challenge, but again, you can always stop and rewind this, okay? So so that you can see another angle, I'm gonna turn and do this in the opposite direction, okay? And it's just gonna be my arms for this one. So with commencing, arms come up and arms come down. And again, we're gonna go to the left first. So your right hand would come on top, left hand under, and then you'd extend that left hand out, drawing back the right. Then we repeat, left hand on top, right hand under, extend out the right, drawing back the left. And then you do that one more time for the third one, right hand on top, left hand under, left hand extends, right hand draws back. Then for the white crane, the right hand circles up, stopping at the top. The left hand comes down, dropping low. And then again, we would close, just relax the arms. All right. If we go to the opposite direction, switching sides, again, both arms come up for commencing and down. Now on this side, the left hand starts on top of the ball. Right hand comes under, right hand extends, left hand drops. Then we switch, right hand on top of the ball, left hand under, left hand extends, right hand drops. And we do that one more time. Left hand on top, right hand under, right hand extends, left hand drops. And then again, with the white crane, the left hand circles up, stopping at the top, and the right hand comes down, dropping low. And again, to close, you would just relax the arms and shake it out. All right, again, luckily, with this, if this is a video, you can always stop and rewind, okay? So if I lose you, you can always just kind of click it back and just try and practice that again. So that's the shot of the arms in both, from one direction and one side. So now, putting it together, we're gonna try and do that. So I'm gonna start this way here, all right? So then again, because it doesn't really matter, I'm gonna go both directions and change it up. So commencing to the left foot steps out, weight settles in, both arms come up, and both arms come down. So now we're gonna see if we can time the feet and hands together. Right hand comes on top of the ball first. So now, as the left foot comes in, the left hand comes under. And again, you can pick it up, keep it on the floor, whatever you wanna do. Then as you step out with the left foot, that's when the left hand extends and the right hand draws back. From here, we're gonna turn the left hand on top of the ball. As the right foot comes in, the right hand comes under. And then we're gonna step with the right, extending out the right hand, drawing back the left. And then we do that one more time for the third one. Right hand on top of the ball, left foot comes in, left hand under the ball. Then step with the left, extending out the left hand, drawing back the right. For white crane spreads its wings, you're still timing the hands and feet together. As the right foot comes forward towards the left foot, the right hand circles up, saying hello. As you empty the weight off of the left foot and bring it out, the left hand drops down. So it's one, then the next. Then to close, again, even out the weight on the feet, turn, hopefully in the direction you started in, and to close, just like we did at the very beginning of the class, bring that left foot in and the hands back down. All right, we can go the opposite direction now. So now the right foot steps out to the side, weight settles in, both arms come up, nice and easy, and both arms come down, nice and easy. From here, we're gonna bring the left hand on top, the right foot comes in, the right hand comes under, and then we're gonna step out to the right, extending out the right hand, drawing back the left. Again, the right hand turns over. So now we switch, bring the left foot in, the left hand under, and then step forward with the left foot, extending out the left hand, drawing back the right. And we do that again, one more time. Left hand on top of the ball, right foot comes in, right hand comes under, then the right foot extends and the right hand steps out. All right, the right foot steps out and the right hand extends. And then from here, white crane spreads its wings. We're gonna bring the left foot in, attention stance, the left hand circles up. Then we're gonna empty the weight off of the right foot and step out as empty of weight as possible as you drop the right hand down. Then from here, we're gonna even out the weight, turn direction that we started in, and we started with the right foot, so we're gonna close. Bring that right foot back in and the hands back by your side. And just give a little shake. All right, so I'm gonna try to do that in a couple of different directions as well and narrate them through so that you can get a good sense of how it goes. And so if there's a particular direction that you like, you can always just fast forward to that section and practice through that. So going in the, change the direction and go in the other direction. So we'll start again, commencing to the left. So I start from my attention stance, back straight, left leg steps out to the side, arms come up, inhale, and down, exhale. So put some timing of the breath into it as well. First, parting the wild horse's mane, right hand on top, Inhale as the left foot comes in and the left hand comes under. Then exhale as you extend and turn, extending out that left hand. Second part of the wild horse's mane, left hand on top of the ball. Right foot comes in, right hand comes under. Inhale, right foot steps out, right hand extends, exhale. And then we do that one more time. Right hand on top of the ball, left foot comes in, left hand comes under. Inhale, left foot steps forward, left hand extends, right hand pulls back, exhale. White crane spreads its wings. The right foot comes in, the right hand comes up, stopping at the top. Then your left foot empties and comes out as the left hand drops down. Then to close, again, even out the weight on the feet. Turn back in the direction you started in and close. Bring that left leg back in and the hands back by your side. And so whatever foot you start off with, you want to close with as well. Okay. So now if I go in the opposite direction, I'll just flip it for you. Okay. So if I start from here, now I'm going to be commencing to the right. Okay. So now my right foot steps out, or your right foot, arms come up, inhale, and down, exhale. So then from here, we're going to have the left hand on top of the ball. Right foot comes in, inhale, right hand comes under. Then step and turn to the right, exhale. Left hand draws back to the hip, right hand extends out in front. Then right hand on top of the ball, left foot comes in, left hand comes under, inhale. Left foot steps out, left hand extends, right hand draws back, exhale. And then we do that one more time for the third one. Left hand on top of the ball first, then bring the right foot in, inhale. Step out with the right, exhale. Left hand draws back, right hand extends. And then white crane spreads its wings. That left foot comes in, the left hand circles up, inhale. The right foot empties and steps out. The right hand drops, exhale. And again, we're going to close in the direction we started in. So first, attention stance and get out of it. Bone. So after you practice for a little, I kind of want to get a good sense of how the body's feeling. But as you continue your practice, you can decide, do I want to go easy or am I warmed up enough to go hard and low? What I mean by that is, again, you can stay at one height as you do. So if I go commencing to the left or to the right, you can continue to move with this as well. And let me show you what I mean. So if we start with commencing to the left, I'll step out, inhale and exhale. Now, as I bend my knees, I'm basically setting the height at which I want to stay through the form. So then from here, I'm going to try to maintain that height as I go into my first Parrying the Wild Horse's mane to the left. Then when I go into my second one, I'm going to try to maintain one height and then step forward with the right foot. And then with the third one, same thing, bring in the left and stepping and extending out the left hand. Then for the white crane, again, this can be a little challenge, so just be careful if you're attempting it. Listen to your body. Right foot comes in, right hand comes up, then the left foot empties and comes out as the left hand drops. Now, if I wanted to close, I would just turn back and bring my left leg back in. But if I want to continue and just switch the sides, even out the weight, turn. Then we're going to bring the left hand on top, and we're just going to go right into that first Parrying the Wild Horse's mane to the right. Right foot comes in, right hand comes under. Then we're going to step and turn to the right, extending out the right hand, drawing back the left. And then you would just repeat that, right hand on top, left foot comes in, left hand under, left foot steps out, left hand extends. And then one more for the third one, left hand on top of the ball. Inhale as the right foot comes in, and exhale as that right foot steps out. And then from here, white crane. The left foot comes in, the left hand comes up, the right foot drops. And again, if you wanted to, you could just continue with that, evening up the weight, right hand on top, left hand under. Or if you want to close, you would just, again, even out the weight, turn. And just remember, I started with my left foot, so I want to close, bringing my left foot in and the hands back by your side. So once you know these first basic movements, it's like learning the notes of a song. You can, use them and play with them and just go on. There are 24 postures in total in this form. And again, if you look online, you can see it. But let me just go through it relatively quickly. So again, if you're interested in learning the 24 postures, it's going to take time, especially if you've never done anything like it before. So this little video is a really nice little example. That's something that you can practice with at the beginning, get a good sense of those basic postures and those basic forms, and time the movement and breath, which is really important and really key. As you get going though, or for those that already know the form and are looking to just follow along, I'm gonna go through the 24 posture set. Now again, because of the space I have, I'm gonna have to truncate the distance a little bit and go through the form a little bit shorter than I would normally do, but you'll still get the gist of it. So let me do the commencing to the, I'll do it to the right, because again, if you go online, most of the videos you're gonna see are gonna be commencing to the left. So I'm gonna go through the commencing to the right side and just have you guys work on that if you wish. So with the feet together, we're gonna start commencing to the right, stepping out, inhale and exhale. So again, parring the wild horse's mane 1, parring the wild horse's mane 2. Now I'm just gonna move a little bit differently to kind of give you guys a sense of the fact that, and parring the wild horse's mane 3, that there are variations on these movements. And you're gonna see that too if you watch online. White crane spreads its wings, coming up and bringing it back. So I'm moving in a little bit more of an advanced level where I'm adding some twisting and movement. So this one here is called dragon shoots the purl or brush the knee. And this one again occurs 3 times. Then playing the lute. It's another empty stance transition, but this time on the heel. Once you get to here, you're stepping backwards carefully into repulse the monkey. 4 of them. And again, you're gonna see variations on specific ways the arms are moving as you go through the form. Everyone's kind of got their own take on this. Grasping the sparrow's tail starts with parring the wild horse's mane. So it's that first posture. But then we add on to it to make it grasping the sparrow's tail. Then it turns, going into the second grasping the sparrow's tail. Then we go into the first single whip to the right. Then waving the hands like clouds. You're gonna go through 3 of these. Into the second single whip. Then high pat on the horse's back. You're gonna see though that a lot of those transitions with the lower body repeat themselves, that empty stance transition. Then cross hands and kick. And again, if you're being careful, it's okay. You can kick as high or as low as you wish. Bees buzzing at the ears, you're gonna pull it back in and then come out and down, striking with both hands. Then cross hands, turn, and kick with the right. So now we're bringing that right leg back or up and extending. And again, if your balance feels off, you can just keep it on the floor. That's okay. So now for the first snake creeps through the grass, you're transitioning into a tension stance, side stance, shift, forward stance. Then golden rooster stands on one leg, going into that balance stance. And if you can, carefully turn and pivot to your right. Then go into the second snake, coming down with the left foot, left leg comes out, right hand hooks, shift and turn. Then the second golden rooster stands on one leg, bringing up the right. So now Jade Lady works shuttles to the left. Gonna bring that right foot down, left leg comes in, left leg steps out. Then Jade Lady works shuttles to the right, right foot comes in and right foot steps out. Then needle at the bottom of the C, it's another empty stance transition, just like white crane, with that right foot coming out, bending forward only as much as you can keep that right foot empty of weight. Then straightening back up, warding off, pressing up, bringing that left hand over the head. Then block, turn, and strike with the left. Turning, we're gonna bring that left leg in, right hand stays open, left hand punches, step forward and punch, right foot comes in, hands pull apart, right foot steps out, hands return. Then as if closing shut, rocking back and pushing with both hands. Then we're gonna turn, and that's it. That's a 20 put in because that's the one we started with, and back and relax. So that's the 24 posture set. Again, you may have seen or noticed that there are variations or changes. And again, if you watch the form online, you're going to see a lot of different variations with the hands and details. If you can catch them, that's great. Most of the time, those changes and variations have to do with the application, the self-defense. I mentioned earlier, Tai Chi is an ancient Chinese martial art. So a lot of those differences and changes in the hands and how the body is moving have to do with how the practitioner is interpreting the movements. You know, are they locking a joint or are they striking? You know, and where are they striking and all that stuff. And so that's why those variations exist. Or for the purposes of health, you might, for example, if you can't bring your shoulder up to this high, with white crane, you might have to adjust and bring it a little bit lower, you know, or the hands or the feet as well. So you always can adjust the form, or at least the way I teach it, you can always adjust the form to fit your body and to fit what you can or cannot do. You can do this in chairs if your leg's completely shot, or if you're, you know, if your balance is really off. All of these movements can be done seated as well. Okay. So what I want to leave you with at the very end of this class is a much shorter form. It's going to be 6 steps long, and it's called Tang Bomb. And this form, again, for the students that are watching that have done this with me before, this, as far as I know, is going to be the only recorded version of this form. So if you know it, great. This will be something that you can follow along to. And if you don't know it, that's okay. This one's 6 steps long, and it's not as complicated. You can be worrying about one side of the body at a time. So I want to go through it and give that to you as well. But again, if you want to practice this one, because again, pick up, pushing with the right hand out in front, making sure that left leg stays flat. Now we're going to work on shifting. So you're going to shift your weight back, but keep that right foot on the floor. Pull that right hand back. Then you're going to shift back to the forward stance, make sure the left leg stays flat, and extend the right hand out like you're going to shake someone's hand. Then you're going to keep it there and do the same thing with the left side. Left arm would circle up. Then you're timing it. It's like you're catching your left leg. You're going to bring that left foot in. And again, this is that forward stance transition. And then you're going to step out diagonally to the left, pushing with the left hand. Then, just like the right side, you're going to shift back, but keep that left foot flat on the floor, pulling their left arm back. Then extend the left arm out. Like, again, you're going to shake someone's hand, forward stance, make sure the right leg stays flat. And then for the 5th and 6th movement, again, they're symmetrical. You're going to bring the right foot in again and bring the right hand across to the top, to the left shoulder. Then as you step out again with the right foot, you're going to swing the right hand down. And again, this is like white crane spreads its wings. That right hand is going to swing down towards your right knee. And then we just do that with the left. You're going to bring the left foot in and the left arm across. And then you're going to step forward with the left foot, again, diagonally, swinging the left arm down. If you want to repeat that, you just go again, right hand. First step, right foot comes in, right foot steps out, pushing. Then the second movement, shifting and extending. Then the left arm would circle up. You're just going to keep that right hand up if you can. Left foot comes in, left foot steps out. And again, shifting and extending. Then the right foot would come in, the right hand comes across. Then the right foot steps out, the right hand comes down. And the left side, left foot comes in, left hand comes across. And left foot steps out, left hand drops. And relax. And you can keep going with that as far as you go, as far as you want. The timing of breath for that is as the foot comes in, you would inhale. And as the foot steps out, you would exhale, just like Tai Chi. You know, when you come in with that foot and out, inhale, exhale. When you do the shifting, you inhale as you shift back and exhale as you extend. And so if you can incorporate or put in the timing of the movement and breath, that's a good thing too, okay? And again, for some people, putting everything together all at once, super easy. For most of us, myself included, I have to work on things one at a time, which is why I teach that way. I like to make sure my legs are first, which is why I taught the stances first. Then I put the arms in, and then I put the breathing in. And that's kind of how I learn. So that's kind of how I teach. But if you're one of those gifted people that can learn all at once, good on you. I'll just throw everything at you, okay? So be patient with yourselves. And again, always come back to the videos. If you come back to this video and do it over again, you may find that you're getting easier and easier. You might miss something on the first one way through. So watch it again and just see what you can catch. All right, so we're getting close to the end time. So I want to finish off with a little 5-minute stretching routine where, again, we're going to be stretching. We're going to be going forward, sideways, and bending backwards. So again, make note of your own body and yourself, okay? If you're a physician or if you know that your back isn't supposed to go in certain directions because you've got a herniated disc or issues like that, and you can't bend forward or backwards, don't, okay? Always default to being safe and consult your physician. All right, that being said, we're just gonna finish off with some stretches. And again, I'm gonna talk us through it. Do the best you can. If you can't go super low, listen to your body. If you gotta stop bending forward at your knees, that's okay. Maybe tomorrow you'll be able to go a little bit lower. Or on the flip side, today you might be really loose, tomorrow you might be tight. So just play it by ear and let your body talk to you and let you know what it's doing. All right, so first set, we're gonna be, like I said, we're gonna be bending forward. So we'll start with our hands here, our feet close together. This is basically just like our balancing exercise. You're gonna come up on the balls of the feet and raise the arms up. Inhale, and then come down nice and easy, exhale. And then we're gonna do that again, coming up, inhale, and down, exhale. Good, and we'll do that once more for 3. Inhale, coming up, and exhale, nice and easy coming down. Now we're gonna scoop both hands down, inhale, and now we're gonna work our way down the spine. Start with the head and the neck and just let yourself roll down the back. Knees slightly bent as you roll back down. Then you're gonna work your way up the back, lower back first, middle back, upper back, then the neck, then the head. Inhale. And then roll back down nice and easy, exhale. And again, if you only go this far, that's as far as you go, as far as your body lets you. And then come up one more time, inhale, and roll down nice and easy, exhale. All right, so now we're gonna straighten up the back and spine, knees bend, coming in close together, hands come above the knees. This next movement, you wanna feel this in the lower back, in the base of the spine. So you're gonna fold your body forward like you're trying to get your chest to your kneecaps, and then take the pressure off. So again, fold forward to feel that light stretch at the lower back. Take the pressure off. Make sure those heels stay flat on that ground. Fold forward again, making sure those heels are pressed down. Take the pressure off. Next movement, we're gonna be bending down at the knees like we're sitting. Now to avoid hyperextension of the knees, okay, you don't wanna go too far out. You wanna make sure those heels stay flat. So if I'm bending and my heels start to come up, stop. But if you can go super low and just keep those heels flat on the ground and then come back up, that's great. It'll make sure that your knees don't fly out, okay? So we're gonna do that 3 times. So bending at the knees, 1, and then come back up. Good, 2, and back up. And again, like I said, some days might be better than others, okay? And 3, it's nice and easy, and come back up. And then we're gonna go into 3 circles of the knees and ankles. 1, 2, 3, and then of course in the other direction, 1, 2, and 3. Very good. Stand, shake it out. So that's the forward bending sets of movements. Now we're going to check our movements and bend to the side. When you go sideways, again, you're going to have your feet apart, hip shoulder width apart, it's fine, wherever you feel comfortable. We're going to be leaning to the side, but I want you to keep in mind, sometimes if you twist your shoulder, you can get a little bit lower, like it's almost like a forward bend. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure that your hips and shoulders stay in line. You might not be able to go as low, but you want to make sure that you have this tightening with the line and shoulder of the hip in together so that you feel that stretch on the side. So with the feet apart, let's go to the right. So we'll have our right hand low, left hand up over the head if you can. Now again, if that shoulder's buggy, it's okay to just kind of keep it low or just keep your hands together as you lean. Just make sure that you lean straight to the right and just relax, just checking your range of motion to the right, see how far you can go comfortably without pushing, and then come back up. Then we're gonna switch the sides and do that to the left. So we have our right hand over the head, left hand low, and again, we're just gonna lean straight. And again, you might not be able to go very far on one side, that's okay. You wanna know what your range of motion is, and then come back up. So now that you have a good sense of the range, let's hold it for 5 seconds. So we're gonna have the right hand low, left hand over the head, leaning in straight, and just hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come back up. And then we'll do that again, but on the other side to the left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back up. Let's do that one more time to each side. Going to the right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back up. And then once more to the left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come back up and relax. All right, good. So now the last set of movements, we're going to be twisting a little bit and bending backwards. So listen again, like I said, listen to your body, do what you can. If you're leaning back and it's just your neck and head, that's okay. Okay, or if you can't lean backwards, issues with the back, don't. You can skip this one. All right, so now we're going to have our feet apart. What I want you to do is to take your, go with the left hand. So take your left hand, bring it behind you in the small of the back. Take your right hand, bring it across the shoulder. Let your knees bend and settle in. So you're going to be twisting to your left, but only as far as you can keep the lower body locked in place. So you want to twist, but make sure those hips, knees, and ankles stay locked, so you won't go very far. It's okay. And just give a hold, and then come back. So you're just checking range of motion. Then switching the hands. We'll do the same thing to the right. Easy. Again, locking in that lower half, and then come back. Just checking range of motion. Now we're going to bring the feet in together, and you're going to massage the lower back. A lot of times there's a tightness that occurs at the lower back, the lumbar region. So you want to see if you can find any tight spots and just give a light massage. It could be closer to the tailbone or more towards the mid back. It's different for everybody. So you just want to find any tightness in there and just use your fingers or your thumbs to just lightly massage that area. Then keep the hands there to support your back and spine. This is where we're going to lean backwards with the feet close together. Slight bend to the knees, leaning backwards, 3 to your comfort level, 2, 1, and then back up, 3, 2, 1. Then we'll do that with the feet apart. So going into our straddle stance from the attention stance. Again, leaning back first, 3, 2, 1. Then straighten the legs, then the back, 3, 2, and 1. And even though I say straighten, I don't mean lock out. So in Tai Chi, that's another rule. Nothing is ever locked out. So even though I'm extending my arm out, or I may be pushing with my arm, I don't ever lock out my arm. I don't ever lock out my arm or my legs for that matter. Everything is always slightly bent. So that's something to keep in mind as you practice as well. Let's do that set again. So with the feet apart, left hand behind you, right hand across. Now let's hold for 3 seconds, twisting to your left and holding for 3, 2, 1, and come back. Then we switch up the sides and twist to the right. Again, holding for 3, 2, 1, and come back. Bringing the feet in together and massaging the lower back. Then keeping the hands there to support you, slowly leaning backwards, 3, 2, 1, and come back up, 3, 2, 1. Then bringing the feet apart, letting the knees bend, and again leaning back, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the legs and come back up, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. So let's go through that set one more time. Let your knees bend. Left hand behind you, right hand across. Twisting to your left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come back. Switch it up. Twist to the right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come back. Bringing the feet in together. Again, a light massage wherever it was tight. And then slowly leaning backwards, 3, 2, 1, and back up, 3, 2, 1. Bringing the feet apart. And again, leaning back slowly, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the legs and back up, 3, 2, and 1. All right, very good. We're gonna let those knees bend. And then we're gonna finish the lesson the same way we finished the warm-up, with the swaying tree. So again, you're just gonna let the body move. This time now, if you want to, you can release the knees and the ankles, the hips, let the arms swing. If your lower back is feeling up for it, you can increase the speed and just let the arms fly a little bit. Just let yourself move. Assess neck, shoulders, elbows, wrists, spine, hips, knees, and ankles. Just nice and easy, nice and easy. All right, very good. and stand and relax. All right, so that concludes our little Tai Chi class. Again, this class is, or this little session, video session, was meant to be a refresher for some, if you can follow along the 24 posture set. For beginners, you may want to focus on either the very beginning with the stances or the very end with Tangbom, and start to lead with that, and then take a look at looking at the postures and things like that. I tried to keep the transitions of the postures as simple as I can, as I could, so that you could pick it up. If you're interested in learning more, there's a lot online as far as details go, a lot of books out there as well. But I'm also teaching my classes online, so if you're interested, I'm sure that we could put some sort of code for my email address or anything like that. But if you go to Bishop's Training and Fitness in West Bridgewater or online, you can look it up there. And I'm running my classes for adults on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6:15 to 7:15. So thank you very much for participating. I hope you enjoy it. Have a good day, and I will see you again, hopefully.
Okay, all set.
All right, Jason, how was that?
All right. Okay, yeah, that came out great. That came out great.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. I figured you'd like yell in if something happened, so I was like, all right, I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah, no, I just kind of listened to it in the background, but it seemed fine. So
okay, cool.
All right.
All right. So I talked to Kim a little bit about this. So what's the plan for releasing this and or getting it to me, I guess, too?
Well, we generally, I mean, I don't know how you feel. A lot of people don't mind when we publish a video on YouTube.
Yeah.
Is that fine? Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, totally.
So, yeah, so from there we just kind of, we can give you an email or something, shoot you, let you know when it's up on YouTube.
That would be perfect. That's awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
And then are you going to be playing this on the local cable station too?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay,
sure.
Cool. Could you do me a favor when you get a chance and just send me the information? Obviously you can send me the link to the YouTube channel. I can use that. But also if you could send me a link to, if you could let me know the dates and times when it's going to be on television, I can put that out there to my students as well and promote it on Facebook and such.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
Cool.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. You're good.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jason. Sorry it got all hairy.
No problem at all.
All right. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome.